APC members are now coming out to say that that election was not won by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It was not won by Atiku. It was won by the third runner-up, which is Peter Obi. What is happening in Nigeria political space is something that if you enter it on Google in next 2, 3, 4, 5 years to come, Google will be confused. Google will not be able to give you right information or accurate information about what is actually going on in Nigeria political space. So what is actually going on is nothing to write home about. If not that history as a subject has been cancelled in Nigeria secondary and primary school, history book would have shut down in next few years to come, because it will be quite confusing on what to write, because history has to do with the fact and figure. History has to do with everything that happened in the past. But if not that history has been cancelled, how would you have put all this in history book? That election was conducted in 2023, and this election was challenged by large numbers of Nigeria, that it was quite unacceptable the way INEC announced this result, and the result was actually announced and it was challenged, and everybody, they went to court to see over this, and at the end of the day, court proceeded over this, and the judgment was read out, and everybody went quite cold. Why? Because INEC, the way INEC handled the election was quite unacceptable to so many people, to so many, even both in local and in diaspora. The Supreme Court, having cross-examined and checked all the facts and cross-examine all the evidences that was presented by both parties, both Labour Party, Peter Obi, and other evidences that was brought into the court, they checked and they arrived at pronouncing a judgment. And I believe that the Supreme Court of Nigeria used their discretion to dish out this judgment to Nigerians, knowing fully well that if they actually follow suit, if they actually follow the way everything was presented, all the obvious evidences that we have at hand, that people have at hand against APC, against Bola Ahmed Tinubu, if courts, if they know, if they follow it the way it was presented, they will be defeated and Nigeria will be on fire. And I think this is why they actually pronounced the judgment on their own discretion that Bola Ahmed Tinubu won this election. And having said all this in 2023, Nigeria moved on and everybody went all quiet. Everybody went all keeping their mouth shut, because the apex court, that is the highest court in the nation, Nigeria, has pronounced a judgment. So every other contrary pronouncement or every contrary judgment against this issue or on this matter is declared null and void. It never exists. So this was the judgment that was passed in 2023. And right now, there is a very great irony to this that the court has pronounced, because the party APC are now coming out to say that the election was actually won by the man that was pronounced the third runner-up in 2023 election. Now let's get into the matter. Don't forget that Babachir is the latest from their camp to come out and say that it was Peter Obi that won this election. And El-Rufai came out and said it was Peter Obi that won the election. And he is coming out with fact and figures. He is coming out with the evidence that Peter Obi actually won this election. And don't forget the fact that El-Rufai was not a Labour Party member. He was not a PDP member. He was an APC member, the ruling party member. So how come now they are now rejecting the result that was pronounced by the Supreme Court of the nation? And Amechi, on his own part, is actually saying this already. And don't forget, Amechi was a presidential candidate in APC, and he contested this election on the platform or on the APC forum. And he actually lost the primary election to Tinubu. And as big as he is now, he is telling us that the election was actually manipulated. So, and with everything, coupled with everything that be happening in Nigeria, don't forget K1, is it K1? K1 issues and all that, the MRC and the quick judgment that pushed the girl into the Kirikiri prison, and whether you like it or not, this girl now has become an ex-convict, although she's now be pardoned. So why the quick judgment pushing this girl into prison? K1 has been his punishment now has been reduced by the federal government, and I even learned that the appointment is being given to him, an ambassador, someone that was putting people's life at risk in Nigeria airport, and they are so confused, they don't even know what to do, and there has been so many atrocities here and there. Boko Haram is there, insecurity in the country, and the Akpabio issue. Akpabio is sick, is not sick. We are not seeing it in the public space. President Tinubu was missing on the 1st of August. Until now, we don't know where about him. And these are enough reasons for Supreme Court of Nigeria to come back and revisit this case. Yes, it can be revisited, so as to know where Nigeria belongs. Don't just say that the Peter Obi or is the other person that is demarketing Nigeria. We are demarketing ourselves. The leaders that we have chosen, or that are ruling us, they are demarketing this nation on a daily basis.